I'm born and raised in India, and at the age of 17, I moved to Vancouver, Canada for my undergrad. So I did business and communications over there. And during my undergrad, I moved to Boston, America. I did my exchange over there. And then during my undergrad itself, I moved to Europe for my internship with the Coca-Cola company. And then I returned back to Vancouver for my undergrad. After that, I worked in marketing, events management, and social media roles across diverse range of sectors such as FMCG, telecom, fintech, retail, technology. And after that, I decided to move to England for my MBA. So England is actually my fifth country, and I've been away from my family for 8 years now. So it was India, Canada, America, Europe, and now England. For MBA, one needs to understand that you would be working with people. More than the classroom, you would be made to allocated in different team projects. So for that, if you have work experience outside of your classroom, it really helps and enables to be able to add value to the team projects that you get allocated towards in the MBA program that I'm pursuing at the moment. And I personally feel that my previous corporate experience of working in different teams has actually helped me to be able to perform at the moment in my current group projects. When I was thinking about MBA, first thing I was very clear that because I've lived in North American environment for 8 years, I was like, now I need some change. So England was the country that I always wanted to study in since during my undergrad time. So I was open to exploring those options. And finally, when Manchester Business School thing happened, I was like, yeah, this is it. Also, I've been to England before on vacation. So I really like the vibe here. I visited London before. I've been to Manchester before. I like the culture, the city, the vibe, the people. I've also seen the campus before. So I was optimistic that this is going to be a good move. And also I was looking for change. So when you need a change in life, in my case, I changed everything: country, people, surrounding, everything. Basically, I want to start a new chapter in my life. And for that, I felt MBA would be a good fit, also to meet with new people and start afresh. One thing I would say for sure is the nature of the program offers you real life consultancy business projects. So you would be made to work on 3 business live projects where you're working with real clients, and that is something that gives you real world experience before you're out there in the job market after you graduate. That is something I feel is really important and helpful, because the program is designed not just with the theoretical aspect, but also the practical aspect. So you get both the elements in place. And that is something really helpful for me as an MBA student. When I want to graduate and be out there in the job market, I want to be able to get those skill set and be ready to take on for my next role. Right, so before the program started, there's a thing called pre-MBA period. During that period, they assign you 2 courses that you have to complete. It's MBA preparation courses that you're allocated to do, and you're expected to do that before you officially arrive in Manchester and at the start of the program. So that's one aspect of it. And also, university organizes all kinds of workshops, for example, from cover letter to resume and general aspects of how is it going to be when you're an MBA student. Also, they introduce you to other people, alumni. They have alumni series. So in our case, because of COVID, we didn't have a lot of face-to-face in the beginning, but we did have virtual sessions, and that helped in the preparation. So these are the things that are always running in parallel alongside the academia, and it's really helpful. You get to meet people from different cultures. There are 34 nationalities in my cohort. There are more than 100 people at the moment. And the best thing is the exposure that you get, because everybody's coming from different set of groups, different countries. So you learn a lot about that. I mean, people have so many stories to share. If you ask them about their story and journeys, it's amazing the kind of work that people have done. And I find it very exciting because it's an opportunity for me to learn from my MBA peers. At the moment, mostly it's the University of Manchester and the Alliance Manchester Business School faculty. As I mentioned earlier, outside of faculty, it's mainly the speaker sessions that we have. For that, they get people from outside of university, and of course, the alumni series. When I was moving from Vancouver to Manchester, what university did with me was when they made me the offer, they sent me a prospectus with a list of accommodations that I could potentially consider. So they do give you a starting point. They give you a lot of information about the city, which is really helpful for someone like me who has just visited the town but not very familiar with the local city and how would it be like living wise. So that was one thing where university is really helpful, and they really help you get there. And the second thing was your own research. So I did my own research as well. Finding an accommodation is not very difficult in Manchester. It's an affordable city. It's a student city. So every third person you meet, every fourth person you meet is most likely going to be a student from either University of Manchester or other universities. So it's fairly straightforward, and it's more about what you prefer, what kind of apartments you're looking for. Do you want a studio? Do you want flatmates? And there are a lot of Facebook groups also on social media. So a lot of people who like to live with flatmates, they can find it on social media. They can reach out to people. And those who want to live on their own, there are a lot of studios, a lot of buildings and properties that offer one-bedroom studios. And also university will be there to offer any kind of support. So people who are considering this will definitely be in good hands. Career support services are, they really go above and beyond to support you and help you point in the right direction. For example, Chris Garnett did check in on me and was more towards like, where am I at? Just checking on where I'm at with my internships, what are my next career goals? And also consultants in the PCS team, they're really helpful. So they really make sure that you're supported. You won't be left hanging like that. And they're also organizing different kinds of workshops to help you land the internship during your program and also help you prepare for your full-time role. On top of that, they also offer you a mentor. And with the networking events that are running right now online on Zoom because of the pandemic, obviously, Chris is always there leading them and make sure that everybody is part of it. It's a great opportunity for students to interact with industry professionals who have gone through the whole cycle of it and are there in the job market that can help guide us. Internship is not mandatory. You can also do electives, you can do business simulation, or you can do your own project if you like. But internships is what most of these students initially go forward with, but it's not compulsory. Usually people prefer that because when you do an internship, it kind of gives you some kind of rundown. You can apply your MBA learnings into that role. And then when you're looking for a full-time job, it kind of gives you that extra edge. However, there are also other things in summer that people can do. As mentioned earlier, there's electives, there's business simulation. It's a mix of things. For example, some courses have mainly group work, like the real business live client projects. So it's all group assessment. And then the theoretical courses, for example, marketing, accounting, finance, all of these courses, it's usually divided into two components. One is the group project, where you're working on a group presentation with your team members. And the second would be your individual assignment, in which you'll have to write 2,000 word paper or 3,000 word paper, for instance. So it's divided into different chunks. And for accounting and finance, there will be a proper exam for that online. If the face-to-face environment happens, it's going to be face-to-face, but in my case, the exam happened online. One of the myths is that people think, MBA is not important, you don't need it, what is it? Some people have that perspective where you can still be out there in the job market and, still go to the next level and, get those promotions and higher pay if you work hard. My perspective would differ slightly because I take MBA program as an opportunity to learn and grow and transform myself. I take it as an opportunity to learn from people more than anything else, because this is a golden opportunity, a chance to learn from different nationalities, cultures, and apply the previous work experience that you have gained in your previous roles to your MBA class. And above all, it's the network that you build. So 10 years down the road, I may call one of my MBA peers if I, need my help, or you want to catch up with them. It's a network that you build. And you may not know where your paths may cross with people. Life is short. So I personally take this as an opportunity to learn and grow. I would say to people considering for an MBA that it doesn't hurt to try. Don't give it. Do give your best and give your shot at it if you're really interested in it. And more than anything, it's important to understand what your goals and objectives are, and what is it that you want to get out of an MBA. Rather than looking at people, it's more about looking at yourself and your self-introspection as to what is it that you want to do in life and where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, and then plan it out accordingly, because it is a big investment and it does require you to take time off from your work, especially if you're considering a full-time program. And lastly, I would say that be yourself, be who you are, and be open to learn.